Okay, what's up, you stupid idiots? We're gonna get down to the nitty-gritty of how I'm navigating waiver wire after week one in All-22, PFF's newest platform. I'm gonna talk about some sneaky, deep sleeper ad type players, some players that I'm dropping right now, and just like what my process is in this week one. Again, this is a learning process for me. It's also my first time using this platform, but I've spent like a lot of time thinking about it so that you don't really have to. So let's just like walk through what my strategy is, and hopefully that's helpful for you too. I should note real quick that I did a much more in-depth version of this where I kind of walked it through live and thought things out loud live. So definitely check that video out. I'll link it right up here. Also, please like, subscribe, all that blah 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 blah. I'm gonna try to keep doing these, and it definitely helps to have folks engaged in order to stay motivated. I want to continue to keep y'all updated throughout the season. There's not a ton of all 22 content out there, so if you're watching this, it probably means you're on the platform or you want to be, or you're just curious to learn more. So you might as well subscribe so that you could, stay in that loop, etc., etc. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use our listener league, the stupid idiots. What's up, you guys? And I'm gonna just literally take you step by step. In order to prepare for this draft or for like when I'm going to pick up my waivers, I'm thinking about my league and the strategy I took when drafting my league before I even go in there. So in the Stupid Idiots League, I really was looking to build the youngest, strongest team possible, something I did not share prior to the Listener League draft because I didn't want to give away my strategy. But now we're in it. Week one is here, and we know that PFF grades, actually being a vet can pay off, which is something, my highest scoring team was my any given Sunday team, a team that I honestly didn't give a crap about age when I was drafting that. I was more looking at positional value and how those things like mathematically are going to play out. So in this league, I looked for youth, and now, I did end up with that dub. Oh no, I lost. I lost in this league. I lost in listener league. Womp womp. And I think that had to do with age. 'Cause I was gonna say if I did end up with that dub, it was like a miracle. I didn't really like how my team fleshed out, but that's all right. So I'm here on the league homepage, and I'm gonna go to matchup, and I'm gonna go to week one. So this is how I'm navigating who I want to pick up and who I want to drop, right? So obviously Dak Prescott, he's gonna get auto to the IR once the team itself actually puts him on IR. So I have to make a mental note. I'm gonna have one extra roster position. Once that happens, in all 22, it happens automatically. So you don't need to really do anything. That also means people come off IR automatically. And if your team is over the 53 limit, by 8 p.m. Thursday, you are just automatically disqualified. Like that's it. That's a big old L for you. So you have to make sure you're monitoring the IR, who's coming on, who's coming off. And it's not players who's out, it's only players who are like legit on the IR. Okay, so right now Dak is not on the IR officially. You know, they better really end up there. Otherwise, it's going to be real sad for me just having this lost roster spot. I'm hoping the Cowboys feel the same way and actually put him on IR so as to not lose a roster spot because they need to make room for Jimmy G. That's right, folks. Okay, so I'm at my week one matchup because I want to evaluate how we did. So my starters, other than Dak, who absolutely destroyed me, and I bet I would have won if he had just even gotten two more points. This is abysmal, right? A 37, that's insanely bad. And that's your highest weighted, excuse me, position. So he needed to just get me two more points. I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers got 5.9. He was absolute ass. So, I mean, everybody else pretty much came through. Obviously, Cole Kmet, rainy game there, but it's a tight end. What are you gonna do? And he was auto subbed, so I don't even think didn't even start him. Well, yeah, I started Max Williams. I thought that would be a sneaky play because the dude blocks a lot. I only played 11 snaps, so it didn't count him. If they had started him, looks like he would have been on track to outscore commits. So I'm just looking at my matchup, seeing how everybody did, and seeing who are some players that might be cut candidates. And I'm looking mostly at my bench, to be honest. But if somebody really, really underperformed that I started, I might think about it. But felt pretty good about the players I did start. Um, and probably aren't cut candidates. Sam Martin, I saw some folks in another league cutting Sam Martin because he's not gonna hit his snap man. So something to think about with punters, but I'm not gonna cut him. He's still a very highly rated punter historically. I think he's the highest PFF rated punter. He only has to punt once to get a score, and it's only times by I think it's point 0.5, right? 0.77. So I'm not that worried about it. I'm not gonna cut him this week. If it happens again where the Bills just straight up don't punt, then yeah, I gotta figure something else out. I'm not holding two punters. All right. So I'm looking at my bench, and drafting is kind of a crapshoot, right? It's kind of like shooting crabs in a barrel. These are people, not crabs. I understand y'all not crustaceans or anything like that. But when you're drafting a 53-man league, and this is a 12-team league, 53 man roster for a 12-team league, like you're reaching, like you're just like, I don't know, I guess this guy did okay a couple times last year. I'll put him on my team, like, so you don't really know who's gonna do what, etc. Um, so I'm now looking for people that's like, yeah, that didn't work out. Nate didn't play, and I don't know if he's injured or what. So before I just straight up cut the dude, I gotta look into that real quick. Okay, so he was waived and then picked up. And it doesn't, he undrafted, just doesn't look like he made the 53. And honestly, you're not gonna hold a center who's not gonna play at all. There's no point in that. And this might have, I mean, I don't know. There must be a reason why I've drafted him. Okay, it looks like he's 24 and he's grading pretty medium. So I could hold him for his age. Again, this is a team where the strategy was go young, but I can't lose anymore. I hate losing. I don't want to lose. So there's a cut candidate right there. Nate Herbig, which is going to mean, oh, he's a guard, excuse me. Which is going to mean I'm gonna need another guard. I don't know. I got some strength at guard. I might have some room to just sit on him. So maybe we'll just do that. Still got James Daniels on the depth chart. So that's how I'm gonna make that decision. Right now, I'm gonna hang on to Nate. If I'm looking at who's available at guard and I see somebody, maybe we'll do a little swap ski. All right, Lyle Collins did not do well. I don't care. I'm holding on to him. It was a long ass game, okay, and there was a lot of pass rush, and we're not losing. I mean, it's a good thing I didn't start him, right? Now he has a couple more games like this. That's it. I don't need him. I got enough folks depth wise for Sean Slater and Andrew Thomas. I really heavily targeted these young, talented tackles in this league specifically. So, no regrets there. Isaiah Likely did not have the opening game that we hoped. I'm not going to drop him. He will be fine. Um, Now I might though need to think about adding another tight end. So I'm gonna see who's available in a second. As far as wide receivers goes, George Pickens had a horrible game. Cedric Wilson didn't do so hot. My other wide receivers, Jerry Jeudy and T. Higgins, you know, I don't know why this color green because that's not really that good. I guess because it's times the 1.82. So okay, so it's all relative. So I ended up starting Gabe Davis, Jerry Jeudy, T. Higgins, who barely played the snaps he was supposed to because of the concussion. I'm gonna have to look and see who's available for wide receiver on the waiver wire. I don't know who I'm gonna cut yet. I need to cut. This might be where I end up cutting Nate Herbig. All right, so if you're in my stupid idiots league, right now, if you want to pick up Nate, as a deep cut, he's young and probably will do well if he ever does play. There you go. He's all yours. Um, and my centers did well. Now I could drop Michael Gallup given number one, Dak's not his quarterback for a while, and number two, he's not on IR and he's not gonna play. So he's a cut candidate right now because I need the roster spot. I might end up having to sit on Dak. But and we don't know how he's even gonna grade when he does come back. He's 26, he's not the youngest. So we also have Gallup as a cut candidate. So we need to free up some room. I'm not going to cut Pickens right now, and I'm not going to cut Wilson right now. I think I want to wait a little bit on these. Now I have a lot of running backs, and James Conner was who I was really hoping to start. Good thing I didn't, because he did not grade well. And my starting running back, James Robinson, did pretty well. All right, so let's look at the defense. Malcolm Rodriguez got auto subbed in. What a freaking miracle. Dude beasted. I'm absolutely starting him this week. Congrats. Cam Dantzler also got auto subbed in. Looks like he came in as my because I played a nickel in this league, so he came in and only needed 20 snap min and did really well. So that's why this is green. I figured it out. All right, again, no points for my punter. I mean, even that, like 1 point could have probably made a difference. Let's see. What did his punter get him? Half a point? Okay, so maybe not. I just needed Dak to do like two things good, and we would have been all right. All right. Puna's on my chopping block. I gotta see something from him. Linebackers often score really low. I'm not too worried about Pete Werner. So let's look at the Armani Hooker. Somebody I have my eye on, but let's see what we got for depth. Davin Godchow. Okay. Bilal Nichols, he is on the chopping block. I'm gonna need he was like a risk that I took basically. I'm gonna need I was hoping like maybe some of the weird coaching changes in the middle of the year last year were like a reason that he took this dip because he's like on and off on and off. I don't know. He's on the chop. 43. We can't have that. We need some more depth at defensive interior. Preston Smith. I'm not gonna cut him, and I've got tons of depth at edge. Adafe Owe, he's super young, so we're not cutting him. But he's a cut candidate if I need to clear up some space. I started Josey Jewell in all my leagues. You know, this is a Josey Jewell Stan account, so I didn't know he wasn't going to be active. It's okay though. Luckily, I had the wherewithal to put Malcolm Rodriguez right behind him, so good for me. Marcus Peters didn't play, and I didn't know that was going to happen. Um, not going to cut him right now, but a little confused. I thought he was going to play. Similar Josey Jewell situation. John Johnson, I don't think that's bad enough for me to cut. Now, Armani Watts, I might cut. I just, man, it's tough. Or Cam Curl, who I definitely thought was gonna play. I gotta check in on the injury status there, but I need to know. I'm gonna need a safety. I have Taylor Rapp, and I'm probably gonna need a cornerback. How am I doing at linebacker? If Josey Jewell doesn't play again, I am going to need a linebacker. So right now we have an issue where I don't know who to drop to add some things, and I obviously, oh, and I'm a player over. Nice. Okay. See, I don't know how that happened. It's only week one. All right, I'm gonna have to cut someone, and I'm gonna think about this and check in on who is actually injured, or who just maybe didn't get snaps and is on the practice squad now. Okay, so it looks like Armani Watts is actually out for the entire season, and it's very confusing to me that he's not on IR. Um, I just have to drop him. I guess he can't clog up a roster spot like that. Cam Curl, it looks like was injured, ruled out, and he's going to play this week. And I do think that there might be something there. Let's just check on his previous grading to make sure I'm not just wasting a roster spot. But yeah, 23 years old, you've already had 2 full years experience and done like pretty well with it. I'm gonna hold on to him. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop Watts, I guess, since I'm still over. Um, and because I have to make some tough decisions, definitely in order to shore this team up, I'm gonna have to just drop Michael Gallup. I can't hold him. I don't know who his quarterbacks could be. Cooper Rush. Like quarterback play absolutely impacts the PFF score of a wide receiver. So rip. And I'm really on the fence about cutting Max Williams, but I have to see who's available for tight end. So I maybe could do a little swipski. Yeah, a little swapski. Really hoping they just put Dak on IR. That'll help me out quite a bit. And last but not least, I need to check in on Marcus Peters. Okay, so pretty helpful here. He's just inactive, which, assumed something similar. Let's see. I don't even see Jewell on this list. You know what I mean? They just straight up don't don't have him. Oh, because he's the Monday night game, so he's gonna be in a different article. But you know what I mean? Anyway. All right. So I might end up having to cut him. The thing that sucks about that is when you cut a player, then it will show up in these transactions, which cause a little bit of attention to it. So if somebody's like, "Oh, I want Marcus Peters. I know he's gonna play really well when he does come back." Um, it's something. Oh, look, DeAndre Carter is one of my sleepers that I low key target. So that sucks. Shy Tuttle got dropped. Oh yeah, yikes. But you never know. That could be a week one thing. It's just tough because it could be a week one thing and it could be a thing where you're wasting a roster spot that you could give to somebody who's gonna grade really well. So it's, it's super tough. Speller didn't play. All right. Let's check out our free agents. So just to recap, I went to my matchup. I went and looked at the previous week, looked at who did what and how everybody did. Made a list of the positions I need, players I could potentially drop, and yeah, positions I'm targeting. Now I'm in the players tab. I'm gonna go to free agents, and I'm gonna select the position I probably need the most, which looking at my list is actually kind of tough to say. Um, I think it's got to be safety. Uh, I'm gonna do safety, free agents, and then I'm going to um filter by snap. So perfect. Chuck Clark is here. All right, so I'm gonna pick up Chuck Clark, and then I'm gonna pick somebody else up, and when I do, I'm gonna drop Marcus Peters. That's perfect. Like that just worked out so well. All right, the next thing I think is probably high need. Having dropped Gallup, I need to get a wide receiver. Sorting by snap count. Don't, it's just like this is such a troll thing. Like, don't put him right here. Bourne played 3 snaps and scored really well. I'm not falling for that right now. I will be eyeing him next week for sure. Oh man, the wide receiver position in this league is super picked over. Let's see. There it is. Okay. That is sorted by snap count. All right. Boyd didn't have a great week. I've got Higgins anyway, so I'm gonna avoid that. Mike Thomas, 75 snaps. These overtime games are nuts. Hey, hey, DPJ, I have my eye on you. I'm interested. I'm interested. I might add him. It's just his quarterback. You know what I mean? Dortch, take my Dortch to that Old Town Road. You know what I'm saying? Say Jones, well done. Curtis Samuel. It might end up being Curtis Samuel. It's gonna be him. I bet you anything. Yeah, it's gonna be Curtis Samuel. Choose player to drop, and I said I will go ahead and drop Marcus Peters right now. All right, so I got a wide receiver. I'm also gonna cut Nate Herbig. So I believe that means I'm gonna need a guard, but I need a defensive interior player. Oh, a linebacker, because I don't know when Jewell is coming back. We need some depth. Okay. This is not sorted appropriately. There we go. Well, it's just I really, like I said in the last video, I think they need to find a better way to grade this quarterback position because I mean, sorry, this linebacker position. Jeez, I'm crow. Leighton, Leighton Lee. Okay, Chris Board, I kicked around picking up in another league, and I did pick up Jermaine Pratt. Um, let's just see if there's any like smash. Yes, I want this Quan Alexander. I don't know. Okay, it's just tough. Miles Jack is maybe an option. And then Patrick Queen sits here being 23, having this be his third season. Like, eventually his grade has to come up. Like, do I just pick him up? I just, you know what I do is I keep my eye on him because eventually his grade has to come up. Like, it has to. How desperate am I at linebacker again? Okay, ugh, we gotta start P. Werner, David Long. I mean, definitely starting Malcolm Rodriguez. Crazy how good he did. I don't think I'm desperate enough. Defensive interior, I think I'm feeling pretty good about dropping Bilal Nichols, but I need to get another player to fill that gap. All right, so you can kind of see some of the decisions you're going to have to make and walk through, and you know, it will automatically put players on IR, but again, it will also automatically take them off. So you need to watch your numbers. Make sure you check your lineup at or before 8 p.m. every Thursday. I was kind of obsessive about it last week because I don't want to get DQ'd. Like if I'm gonna lose, I want to lose because I suck. I don't want to lose because I'm stupid. And if DeAndre Carter is out there in your league, like grab him. He was somebody that I stashed in RSO last year because of the points he was getting on special teams. And then he grades really high, and they're playing him like enough snaps, especially for him to be your wide receiver 3. You only need 20 snaps. It seems like he's gonna hit that and beyond, so he could even be a wide receiver 2 candidate. And again, this is PFF grade based. He is potentially a starter. So that's somebody I have my eye on. Somebody else I'm keeping an eye on for wide receivers, Curtis Samuel, Devin Duvernay. And for tight end, the Chiefs tight ends. Let's look at who's available for tight end in this league. A couple of stashes, like Patrick Queen, I think is a stash. I just might not have the room for it right now. Um, oh, I have tight end and defensive interior selected. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Juwan Johnson's actually like not a bad grab. I don't know why I'm like obsessed with him. I think because you know, you take Troutman and then you just cry and cry. And there's Noah Gray with his 51 snaps, and his youth, looking pretty good. Gonna play the Chargers. I want him to sit here for one more week, just like make sure. But somebody in this league did already grab what's his counterpart there? Forston. Sorry about that last name, bud. That's unfortunate. That's unforced in it. Oh God. So I guess I can grab Ionitis and Noah Gray, drop Bilal Nichols. I'm super nervous about grabbing Ionitis, but somebody's got to do it, so it might as well be me. And I don't have him in my other leagues. And Puna just did not do well. Tight end. I mean, anybody else sneaky in here that I should? Oh, there's Chris Wormley. Damn. Should I drop Puna forward for him? No, 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 no. I grabbed Chris Wormley in a different league. I'm gonna hedge my bets a little bit here. Take Ionitis. Take him. All right, let's look just at tight end for a second. And Okay, McKitty. Brate's a drop for sure. Kobe Parkinson, I have my eye on, but I'm not. Unless you're doing a two tight end set, but I don't think he's gonna hit the snap mins every week, so it's probably not worth it. Man, OJ Howard, 12 snaps, you know what, like 2 touchdowns, like this shit's insane. All right, so it looks like the only like blue dot here is Kobe Parkinson. Again, someone I'm watching but don't want to use a roster spot on right now. Durham Smythe, Juwan Johnson. Let's just see what it would look like, what my tight end room looks like again. Okay, so I'm sitting on Isaiah Likely, had a bad week, is super young and probably will do better. Max Williams, who's probably the closest to a cut candidate for me. I'm not worried about Cole Kmet right now because of the weather. We have another week like this though, and we have problems. But with this being said, I don't have like a starting tight end this week. Like, am I gonna start Cole Kmet again? I mean, I guess. I hope it works out. Yeah, I think I am. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And linebacker is the toughest position. Um, it's hard. It's hard to grade well. It's just hard. Chris Boy, am I gonna have two linebackers, if you would? Ah, God, the puns are bad today, you guys. It's bad. Anthony Barr, jeez. Anthony Barr for my right, you guys. Puns, 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 puns. Okay. Just checking to see if any of I don't understand how you can do 25 snaps and not have a score at all. It's a little bit confusing to me. Okay, so it does have a score. It looks like if he was your LB3, you probably wouldn't be too sad about it. So a little bit of digging has to happen here. If you're gonna start 3 linebackers, you might want to dig a little bit. But Josh Ross. All right. Yeah, I don't really want to dig this hard. I think I'm looking for someone I could potentially start like soon if Jewell doesn't come back. And I think again, I picked up Jermaine Pratt in another league, but it might be him again. Quan Alexander did have a good week, and that Jets defense did make some upgrades in the offseason that could lead to him being more productive. Or I could just grab Jonas Griffith. This might be the right move. And then when Jewell comes back, I could do a little swap ski. I'm not going to drop Jewell. I'm not stupid. This is a tough decision. Yeesh. Leighton. Not grabbing Leighton. And then Miles Jack is a little bit tempted. All right. Tough decision. Tough decision. Jonas Griffith. All right. You cannot use that add button. Let's use a different one. I think I have to do this per league rules, man. Do I have too much of something? Oh yeah, I was gonna drop Nate anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's just look real quick at the cornerbacks. This is a thing that happens sometimes, and usually I just toggle back to the My Team tab, come back to the players. I know we're getting lengthy here. I wanted to keep this one succinct. Hopefully this is kind of helpful. Okay, right. Going to the players tab. I'm going to free agents, selecting my position, and I'm sorting by snap. And I'm looking here. Should have been more specific sooner. Sorry about this. This is the score they got this week. So this is their score multiplied by 4.5% for the corner position. Just depends on the position. And then this is who they're playing next week and what they look like. I don't really know yet how to make this information helpful to me. It's like, okay, cool. So you're playing a team that equal, like, I don't know. I think that would be something cool to actually see the guys that invented this platform talk a little more about is how can you use the matchups to choose your starters? Is there like I don't know. It's something I'll definitely be continuing to iterate on as I learn more about this platform as well. I grabbed Aaron Robinson in another league, so I'm not gonna do that twice. Eli Apple's here. Jalen Watson, I think is gonna play quite a bit this year. Um, Man, I wish Jonathan Jones was good. The Pats fan in me really wishes Jonathan Jones was good. 29 snaps. See, I don't understand why he got graded out. Didn't hit his snap min. Okay, they put a zero there. But if he's your third corner, like you're gonna be all right because you only need to hit 20. So if you're doing a nickel, doing a little nickel, um, you can start Trey Flowers and apparently he'll. I don't understand why these have dashes, just because he didn't hit the snap min, but it's like I kind of want to know how he did in the other things because it could be bad. Like it could be like low key real bad. 78, 61. All right, let's compare it to somebody who did medium. 67, 50. Okay. They actually kind of kind of balled out, huh, my guy? All right. It's not really anyone I want to drop from there or there. Ah, that's right. Okay, I could drop Cam Curl, but I kind of want to hang on to him for a little bit longer. I can't wait for Dak to get on the IR. I don't need this many running backs. Like I just don't. But alas. Ah, crazy. Crazy to me that I was like, I'm gonna improve my wide receiver room by adding Curtis Samuel. Can you imagine? Man, these tight ends. Dismal. All right, I'm not seeing an opportunity to drop anyone right now. Tons of depth at tackle, but I'm not sad about it. I probably should grab another guard, realistically. Yeah, I probably should grab another guard before I grab another corner, right? Yeah, I have to start two guards. So when Dak goes to IR, I'm gonna grab a guard for sure. Um, I saw Ben Powers get dropped, I'm pretty sure. Uh, but I don't think he did very well last week. And some of it is matchup. So pay attention to that. Ben Powers, yeah, but he did real bad. Real bad. Okay. So we'll see if that goes to IR. I'm gonna pick up a depth piece at tackle. And I got, only I don't even know how many more teams to do this for, but I'm trying to keep track here. I need a guard and I need a cornerback. And I'm trying to grab Wormley. I got my eye on him. I got my eye on P Queen, as I like to call him, the P Queen. I grabbed Jonas Griffith already. I dropped Nate Herbig. All right, and I gotta watch Cam Curl. All right. Well, I hope this was helpful. It's super helpful for me if you comment with things that you want to know more about or have somebody else research for you because you don't have time. Maybe you're really into the platform, but you know, you yeah, just want somebody else to ruin their roster instead of yours. I have six, so I will ruin it. I will experiment for you. I have a roster I'm ready to just try some random shit with. If you have thoughts or ideas or suggestions, obviously it has to be in a way that I can still win. So winning is the name of the game for me. I'm not trying to throw a league or bomb on purpose, but it would be really cool to get creative. So comment with some of that. And I'm gonna catch you on the flippity flop.